Good morning. Monday morning, we've got a little cleanup job to do down here in Jeffersonville. Brian's gone to pick up a couple things. Bill is moving the cat and the grading stuff up to Hyde Park for a job tomorrow. But today's job is clean up this area. Big downed limb, couple downed limbs, tire swing, bunch of junk, and then that clump there, which won't take very long, and then there's like another clump of stuff behind the excavator, behind the skid steer that needs to come. So I'm going to mulch up as much as I can of it, and then we'll cut up the rest and haul it away. So should be pretty straightforward job. Everybody, Brian and I went out and did a job this morning in Hyde Park. Sorry about that. And what did we do? We scraped out a bunch around a house in front of the garage and laid down 4 loads. So what is that? 64 yards of crushed gravel. I took a finished pic of it, which I'll insert right here, and didn't do any recording this morning. I've been trying to stay interested in recording. Being short-staffed is taking away from my ability to take footage, and a lot of times I am just so in a rush to get stuff done and make sure things are done right that I don't have a chance to do any recording. So like yesterday, we did that job. I put the time lapse up on YouTube. Job came out great, but I was just preoccupied with being on the phone and doing the job that I guess I didn't specify to Bill where exactly to dump it on this guy's property, because we're going to have to go back tomorrow for a couple hours and move some stuff around, which obviously costs me money. So, but things like that happen. So I'm going to show Bill where it's supposed to go, and he's probably either going to take the Volvo or the Kubota over there and move the stuff where it should be. So it's going to take a couple hours. We have to mobilize there. It's going to cost me a few $100 for that mistake, but whatever, that's what happens. So I've been running the Cat obviously on the grading jobs, and it's been good. Got about 50 hours on it so far. Had it, well, I guess 3 weeks. Things seem to be working out well. I continue to put this Harley rake through a ton of hell, and it continues to hold up. Teeth on it are still looking great. I had to put a new cover on this chain case. I dented the last one, and quite honestly, I thought because I dented it, it's what was causing this oozing of the grease out the bottom. But as you can see, the new cover is doing it too, so I don't really understand why it's continuing to leak like that. They use an Arctic grease instead of oil, so because I guess this Arctic grease they have, when it's hot, it's pretty much like oil. So I don't know, that's kind of annoying. But they did a recall on the roller over the winter, which is funny because when I first got that roller, I noticed it would not tilt side to side in an attempt to follow the contours that you were on. There's one pivot point between the bracket that mounts to the skid steer and the roller assembly itself that you grease, and it's supposed to allow that to follow the contours. So I went all last season with it not following any contours, and the salesman said, no, that's the way it's supposed to be. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then in the fall, I talked to the new service manager, and he looked it up and he goes, oh, there's a recall. So they ended up shimming, not Bruce Jenner, but like the actual metal shims in between there to allow that roller assembly to tilt like it's supposed to. And guess what? Now follows contours and does an even better job. So that was interesting. But overall, I really like the 259. It's way better than any other machine I've been inside that and used for grading. So, but yeah, man, we continue to get lots of work. And it's funny, I bought that grapple a year ago. It finally came in. I had one job in mind for it. We did that job in 2 days, and I'm like, man, I hope this isn't just gonna sit. And I've put quite a few hours on it now, and we're gonna continue to put lots of hours on it. I just keep finding more and more uses for it, and we're gonna do a rock wall pretty soon, and it's gonna come in handy. We broke it once. We sheared that hose connection off, that cylinder, but I just used an easy out, got it out, got the new piece from Napa for $8, put that back together. So, but with these employee issues, I'm really starting to figure out if I should scrap expansion completely. I don't know, a lot of scenarios go through my mind in terms of how to increase profitability, and since I can't seem to find operators, I'm pondering a few different concepts. The mulcher business is really why I bought the 080. I bought the 2 Fecons this winter, and I am using them a decent amount, and I have got a lot of work lined up for them. But there's myself full-time, Brian full-time, Bill, my part-timer, he's a retired guy. He's one of the new people I hired. He's working out really well. He works Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's all he wants to do now. I think he's 65, 66 years old. He can haul my machinery. He can run equipment. When he and I first talked, I wasn't really sure where a part-timer was going to fit in, and but it's actually worked out great. I get him to move a lot of my stuff for me, and if I need somebody to hop in a machine like tomorrow to fix where we dump that stuff, it's great that I don't have to go do it. So that's pretty cool. I do have a full-time retired guy coming to work as soon as the International gets here, so I imagine that's going to be around the 1st of June. But yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I I don't know, like, it's handy having the 2 mulchers, like that job yesterday. I didn't have to move half the brush because I just absolutely pulverized it with the skid steer. But I don't know, it's just such a weird situation. 10 years ago I had 4 or 5 guys and I was searching for work, and here we are in the opposite situation. So I don't know, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. Part of me just wants to sell the Volvo, sell the SVL 97, sell the mulcher for the 97, and sell a couple trucks and just go back to grading driveways and doing drainage projects. I'd have the HX and a guy to do all my gravel hauling for me. We'd have the 080 to do some excavation projects. Like, I don't know, I don't know. Legitimately don't know what to do. So yeah, that's where I'm at.